Welcome out, everybody. We are talking about family wellness. This is one of our 5 core, in fact, the first of our 5 core product wellness classes. And Jade's put these together. She actually designed this several years ago. And this is what we share with everybody that's coming into doTERRA to help them understand how to use essential oils and other wellness solutions for their family, and also introduce them to a lot of the products and solutions that we have for them. So turn the time over to Jade. And like I say, Jade's been teaching this for 5 years now, these classes. Great way to help someone get into natural solutions. So.
Yep, thank you, Ben. So we want to share with people the basics of essential oils, especially when they're new to oils. We want them to just get in there and get started using the oils in all the different ways in their family. So we'll get into this. And if you have this handout, you can follow along with us. So this first handout is just a basic step of how to apply the oils to your daily routine.
Make a personalized plan for you.
Yeah, a personalized plan, and you can, as you learn, you can go back to this personalized plan and add to it.
And for those of you that are listening to this podcast later on, you can find this at jadebaldwin.com/wellness or jadebaldwin.com/news. So you can download them in PDF form, print them out.
So this is the first of the 5 classes. So we'll look at this and we'll just go through each one. When I teach, I ask people to check the boxes so that they know where we're heading and how much we've covered, so they feel like they're participating.
It also gives them a sense of progression and completion.
Mm-hmm. All right, the first thing we want to talk about is, of course, the certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. That's what makes doTERRA different. That's why we use oils. Otherwise, none of this will have a point at all. And then the second thing, we'll talk about dosages and using it for the family and how to optimize our benefits. And then we'll go to the common family concerns. All right, so we'll just take it one thing at a time and zoom in and show you.
And for those of you who joined us tonight, if you have any questions as we go along, please stop us and we'll
comments
talk about that.
Or experiences.
Yeah. If you have a question, someone else is going to have the same question.
So we explain again, usually people, they go to a class and they are first introduced to essential oils. It's a little bit overwhelming and it's exciting, but it's still overwhelming. And this class is just to help people review what they know about essential oils and then remind them what the information was. Okay, so essential oils is the basic aromatic compounds found in plants. It's either steam distilled or cold pressed. It's usually done at perfect time, for that particular oil.
Sometimes it'll be at the exact time of day that they pick the flowers or whatever it is.
It could be 3 o'clock.
They distill it for the exact amount of time. That it's a science, it's an art.
So just amazing, the science behind this. And when you're using these oils, they're very powerful. They're very safe without those negative side effects. If you use it maybe a little bit too much, it's not a big deal. You'll just pee it out. Okay. So you want to learn how to use it effectively, though. Okay. So you don't want to just be using it once and then 3 weeks later use it again. So that's why we want to teach people how to use it well. Each of the oils that we use is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than its herbal counterfeit. So, you see here, there's peppermint and there's peppermint leaf under a microscope. The oil sacs are where we get the oils. So we just liberate it from the plant material. That way the oils are rejuvenating and oxygenating, so it's alive. So you can still, use it, and it lasts a long time, so it has a long shelf life. Okay, here's an example of how concentrated it is. So that 115 ml bottle of lemon oil, it's the rind of 45 lemons. Okay, so you can see that it's pretty, concentrated.
And these aren't just any lemons. They're lemons from Italy that are very therapeutic and grown especially for this purpose.
Exactly. So you want to, if you go out and buy 45 organic lemons, it's going to be much more than the $10 you're spending to get the doTERRA lemon oil. So this is a great deal So I believe that it's worth every drop. So another example is just one drop, one drop of rose oil. It takes 2.5 dozen roses for the one drop. And that's why our rose is so awesome and it's so powerful. And that's why it's difficult for doTERRA to sell it in large amounts. But now they have it diluted.
And that 5 ml bottle has 80 drops or so. So you can imagine how many roses, how much plant matter goes into just that bit of essential oils. And all you need is one drop.
Yeah, very powerful. So I really appreciate that we have these, liquid elixirs. Okay. Now, 75 Pure Therapeutic Grade, it's a grade that is designed by doTERRA. It's a standard that doTERRA holds their quality to. So what it means is that the raw material is harvested and distilled, usually on location, and then it goes to third-party scientists for all of these amazing tests. And, this is just the basic test. They do much more than this. And their testing is, state-of-the-art, cutting-edge technology, millions of dollars worth of machinery, just to make sure that they've got the most pure oils. But then also,
and they're testing for 2 things. One, that it doesn't contain any impurities, and also that it is therapeutic grade. It has the right amounts of molecules in there, compounds in the right proportions to give us that therapeutic feeling.
So that's why it's pure, but then the other part of it is therapeutic. So we can have organic, plant material from anywhere, but then is it therapeutic? Is it going to do the job? Because these oils are clinical grade. In my opinion, they are used in hospitals and they're used in clinics and health. And you know what? It's used in homes. And if we're going to use it on our kids, our babies, our pregnant women, we want to trust a brand that can deliver safety and purity. So this is what the doTERRA oils do. Because it's so pure, it doesn't have any proteins, so there's nothing you can be allergic to with the essential oils. So that's another thing we need to consider, okay? When it's shipped to doTERRA, doTERRA continues to do the testing, and during the bottling, and then even after the bottling, they continue more testing. Okay, and you can look up each of these tests, and it's so sophisticated, but you can understand why they do it that way.
And now you can look up. There's a code on the bottle, and you can go to source2u.com, and you can look up the results of these tests, specifically so the GCMS test.
Yeah, you can see just the report of what these oils contain. So that's pretty powerful.
But that's only half the story. The purity is only half the story.
Yep, that's right. And you can see how much of each chemical is in there.
And the other half of the story is where it came from, the sourcing of it.
So here's a map. I don't know if it's the most recent, but doTERRA sources a lot of their oils in all over the world, and some of it in third world countries. And they call their relationship co-impact sourcing, meaning they take care of the soil, the people, and the oils, the plant. Okay, so these communities, they're growing, and prospering, and doTERRA people are enjoying the oils, and the planet is protected, and the resource is renewable. So all that is so important. What do you guys think? You feel good about buying oils that is produced in this way? Yeah. I get a little bit emotional, when I pick up an oil. I kind of have a connection to the place that it came from. So, like frankincense, I know it's from Somalia. From Vetiver, I know it's from Haiti. And, I think, bless those people. Lemongrass from India. And, yeah, so it's just wonderful to have that connection to those people.
Do you guys know why doTERRA sources these from all over the world? A lot of these crops could be grown right in the United States. Why are they sourced, and they go to such lengths to source these from all over the planet?
That's where they're indigenous, right? You know, that way they're the best of the best from around the world.
That's right.
That's right. Most of these are in their indigenous state, and that's where they are the most therapeutic. Like lavender, you can grow that right here in your backyard, but the lavender in France or Bulgaria is going to be a lot more effective at doing what you want it to do.
That's right.
So, and this, I just want to say that this is what sets doTERRA apart. doTERRA is the only essential oil company, so far as we know, that is sourcing all their oils in this manner, with, you know, following this value, this theory and method.
And we're confident because they say that, you know, this is a lot of work, and, you know, sometimes people, if they're in it just for the money, this is too much work. But doTERRA insist on this effort so that they can deliver the amazing quality of oils that no one else can. So about 85+% of our oils is exclusive to doTERRA. So if you're reading research, make sure it's from a source that's reliable, but also it may not be related and you know, it has anything to do with the doTERRA oils, because we have totally different chemical compounds too. Yeah.
And just another thing, doTERRA is in a unique position to do this. doTERRA is privately owned, and it's owned by the founders who set it up, and so they have this value built into the system, and they don't have to answer to any shareholders, you know. And their goal is not to go out there and make a lot of money, although they do that very well. Their goal is to provide the world with certified grade therapeutic essential oils, and to, you know, change the world and improve health and wellness all over the world by doing so. And, you know, some other companies, they have to answer to shareholders, and shareholders say, look, we can make more money by, you know, growing it in our backyard, or, you know, all those sorts of things. So, yeah.
Jean?
I love that you talk about, like, because for me, the oils, I love the healing properties and everything comes with it. But I remember watching, and I stumbled on it, Jade, I remember watching something about Hawaiian sandalwood and why they harvest it from there specifically. And it was beautiful to see how doTERRA worked with the natives and with the land and teaching them, you know, they were giving back to them. I think, and you're right, as I put the oils on, it's really nice to know that it's come from somewhere where doTERRA is helping the local people and teaching them how to take care of the land and to nurture these beautiful compounds that we're using. So it's healing me, but it's also giving back to the local communities, and I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it gives more meaning to it.
Yeah. And you know what, the cost of it, I feel like it's worth every cent that I pay. You know, I'm not going to script and go somewhere else to buy a cheaper version, because I know that this is changing the lives of the people in that area. So like the people in Hades, you know, 3,000 plus families rely on this. You know, so I am going to support them, you know, by buying my Vetiver from doTERRA. They have not ever learned to work as a co-op. Now they're learning to work as a co-op, producing very high quality oils. They used to, you know, sell it every 2 months. You know, with doTERRA, they say, hey, keep it in the soil for up to 24 months, but we'll pay you monthly. That's different. Okay, so, but we could talk on and on about the sourcing of each of these oils, but it just the idea of knowing that it's come from all over the world and changing their lives as well. That's important for me.
Well, there was a question earlier in one of our earlier classes of what makes doTERRA different from other companies. That slide explains it all.
That is exactly. Yeah. So just remember, doTERRA is the most tested and most trusted. This company has been attributed to bringing the, you know, essential oils from just the fringes to the mainstream. Okay, the 5.5 million doTERRA members testifies that it's pretty darn good. Yeah, and if you use it once and you use it for your health, you're going to come back to it because it's reliable.
Yeah, and if you're asking what makes essential oils from doTERRA so much better, like if you smell them different, that's why. Your
body will know. Yeah, I've had friends that don't have the smell sensors anymore, but they can feel the energy of it. they'll tell you which one they like, you know, even though they can't really smell the smell. Yeah, that's really interesting. So they test it in all sorts of ways, and it's just great to learn about that. All right, so that is check the box for the first one. We talked about CPTG, the safety, and the dosage we'll talk about next, okay? All right, so you have two websites there, sourcetoyou.com and aromaticscience.com. So if you are in doubt and you want to know more about those oils, those are the websites that you can trust and you can go to, okay? All right, so let's talk about the different ways we use oils. We just need to
be an overview.
Yeah, we just need to overview this.
Yeah. Now remember, we're usually teaching this class right after someone has joined, or we teach them in you know, for most part, this is an overview.
This is a lost art, so we have to kind of review.
Yeah, and people in that intro class, there's a lot of information, so that's why we cover it here.
So aromatic usage. So remember, every time you need to affect the mood, clean the air, open your airways, or support memory. So those are the reasons why you would use the oils aromatically. So smell it. Okay, so when somebody's angry, smell it. You know, when you're sad and you're down, smell it. When you can't breathe, you know, you need to use an oil to open your airways. You can use the oils aromatically. Okay, so like this woman on the screen here, just put it in your palms, cup it over your nose and mouth, and inhale deeply.
Some people just need to open the bottle and smell all of it.
The supporting memory part is just to help people understand that, you know, your cells have these receptors. It's clogged up with toxins, and sometimes we just need to clean it out by smelling oils. The oils will help clear out the receptors, and the receptors start communicating again and producing the right responses, so chemicals. So we have all of these different diffusers in doTERRA. It just depends on what you need. We have like one that goes for 10 hours, one that goes for 4 hours, and one, you know, really pretty one that's, you know, looks like a spaceship. So, you know, and then you can use oils in a necklace diffuser if you need that aroma throughout the day. Okay, so it has to make sense. Okay, so the second way is topically. Topically just means on the skin. It is absorbed within 30 seconds and throughout your body within about 20 minutes. You can use oils like coconut oil or the lotion, the hand and body lotion, if you want to dilute the oils, okay, and massage it. So anywhere you need that oil concentrated, I would put it there. So wherever you hurt, put it there. If you're in doubt, put it on your feet, because your feet has the largest pores in your body, and it has the least nerve ending, so you can put hotter oils down there without hurting.
And you've got the reflex points as well. And if it's an oil that you don't really care for the smell, but you know you need it, putting it on your feet is a good thing, because that's furthest away from your nose. Yep.
It's great for skin. So anytime you're diluting the oils, it's going to help stay on your skin longer. Okay. Any questions or comments so far, guys? Just feel free to raise your hand, okay? Alrighty. So the last way, and this is exclusive to doTERRA, is just internally, okay? If you want to help with your digestive system, your mouth, your throat, or your organs, you can take the oils internally. In order for you to get the most benefit out of the oils, I would sip it throughout the day in a glass water bottle. So remember to use glass, because the oils break down plastic and your body will absorb that plastic. So you don't want that. If you want to make a blend and take the oils internally, you can use a veggie cap. doTERRA sells those veggie caps like for $4, like a whole 160 veggie caps. And it's it's a fun way for you to just mix your oils, and even the hot ones, you can do that and take it internally. Okay. It's just food. If you mix the oils, it's fine. It depends on the oils you're mixing. But if it sounds like a food, you can take it internally. Some oils don't sound like food, so you've got to look it up in your reference guide, and you can find the right ones.
Jean, you have a question?
Yeah, it may be a really silly one, and I apologize in advance, but the veggie cap, my son, we were talking about the importance of him doing a detox, cleaning out his gut, and he was saying, there's some oils though I don't want to take them internally. He goes, and so I explained to him about the veggie caps. I don't know how to, do you just drop it in the veggie? Could you just split it open and
just
put
hold
it
it
in?
slowly and then just drop it
Yeah,
gently.
you can see the picture
It
there.
just
Just
it pops in there.
yeah, fill it up
Okay.
and put the cap on it, and
Make sure you squeeze it
And then-
together. It'll just click.
and make sure you take it pretty quickly, because the veggie cap will start to break down in the stomach. Or
Yeah.
Okay.
really
Yeah.
soft.
Got it. Thank
You
you.
can't pre-make this. You make it and you take it right away. One day I was just holding it in my hands while I was talking. I was about to take it and just kind of burst in my hands, so I had to remake it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to take it right away.
Okay. Awesome.
Very
Thank
good
you.
idea.
Thank you for those questions. Alrighty, so we have to maintain optimal benefits of the oils. Like I said, you can't just use it just one time and then wait 3 weeks later to use it again. You need to use it consistently. Your body metabolizes the oils within 4 to 6 hours, so 4 up to 6 hours. So you need to reapply or drink it again or take it internally again.
And that's a good thing. There are other pharmaceutical solutions for some health concerns that those drugs are going to stay in your body for years and
Long
years.
time.
It's good that essential oils are metabolized. They're food. Your body's is going to take care of them and clean them out. That gives you the most control over your body, and you're not storing toxins because there aren't any.
They're not going to be stored and in your cells, right? And so you're not going to be addicted to it or have withdrawals or something like that. Yep. So remember to dilute the hot oils on your skin with carrier oils or lotion, and address issues singularly, because sometimes your issues are related to each other. So just take one thing, and then when you address that thing, maybe all the other things kind of resolve too. Because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with a whole laundry list of problems. You don't want to write down all of my problems and these oils are for this and this oil for that, and you've been taking 20, 30 oils at a time. That's a bit too much. Okay. And then also just take the holistic fundamental approach, meaning you eat properly, reduce the toxins, check your home, make sure you don't have all of these toxins that are there, and you're not adding to that. You're sleeping well, you're reading up on what the oils can do. So all of that is important, because you are responsible for your own health, right? Because sometimes we tell people, sometimes your health problem is just nutritional deficiency. Getting enough vitamins and minerals will take care of half the problem. Yep. Okie dokie. So the next thing here is, we have people asking all the time, so exactly how many drops do I take for this problem? It's a really difficult question to answer, because everyone is different. I have twins, they're identical, and even them I have to kind of gauge, how much is enough for each daughter. So Dr. David Hill is our Chief Executive
Medical
Officer in doTERRA, and he suggests that you discover your own personal therapeutic range. Okay, that means this is the range that your body needs as, it's their range to heal, okay? So if you just use a few drops and it doesn't do much for you, then it's insufficient. So you need to raise the dosage. So once you raise the dosage and you say, hey, something's happening, I'm feeling great, stick to that and just maintain it and do it every few hours, okay? More doesn't necessarily mean better, because sometimes you say, well, a couple of drops is great, maybe 10 drops, 20 drops now. It just will be too much, and your body is going to be busy metabolizing the excess and flushing out the excess, because you only have a finite ability to metabolize, okay? So even if you're drinking water, you can't just drink 10 gallons in one go. Your body only can metabolize so much at a time. So even the good thing can be taken to an extreme. So like I said, if you just go way too much, take a whole bottle, half a bottle, it's the benefit will go down, because your body's just busy flushing out the excess quickly before it's just sitting there using it for whatever it is that your body needs. Okay, so you got to find your therapeutic range, right?
For those of you who are listening, I'll just describe what's on the screen here. We've got a chart where there's this therapeutic range there, and you're trying to get the dosage right to there. Mm-hmm. The dosage inside that therapeutic range where the benefit's going to stay there. You want to maybe just keep on adding it to keep it there.
Yeah.
If you have too much, it's going to go past the therapeutic range, and then the benefits going to start going down, even to the point where you don't receive or feel any benefit at all.
So it's different for each person, but it's also different for each oil. So, you know, you can say this one drop of Arbor Vitae does the trick. But then for the same issue, you might have 5 drops of Melaleuca for that one problem that you used to use 1 drop of Arbor Vitae. So the oils will be different too. So you got to just play with those oils. And, you know, we can't say what is exactly right for each person. So you got to just figure that one out yourself. If you're eating food, you know, the doctor can't say, you know, you like, you know, 2 spoons instead of 3 spoons of this. And, you know, you're like, I know me. So
and you can see a copy of this chart at jbaldwin.com/wellness.
Yep. All right. So the best thing to do is just to start here. So with Dr. Heal, he says, well, you know, about 200, 300 milligrams of essential oils every 2 to 4, every 46 hours. So maybe 2 to 4 drops every few hours. That's a great place to start. But like I said,
and I tell people sometimes just start with a drop. See how you go.
Yep. Well, like I said, sometimes it depends on the day. What if I'm not well? I need more. What if I'm well? I need less. So yeah, but you just want to find your range and then stay in there. Your body will know. That's why we encourage people to be self-aware.
And that's why you need to keep on continual usage, because your body's going to use it up.
Yep. Okay, so we're done with that. Check that box. Okay, so adults, we do 2 to 4 drops up to 12 to 24 drops for a maximum of within a day. And then children can be 1 to 2 drops or up to maximum 12 drops in one day. And aromatically, you know, it's just smell it. It's not applicable because you're just smelling the oils.
But you can get to the point where you are smelling so much of it that it, you know, doesn't work as well, or some people experience headaches or something like that.
Yeah, the headaches is because people are changing and detoxing really quickly.
Yeah.
So it's not
just
because,
take it easy.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are just listening in, we're just reading off of that sheet
that
there.
sheet, yeah.
There's a chart there where it tells you how much to use for adults and how much to use for children.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alrighty. So just gauge. Once you practice a few times, you know how to use the oils. It's pretty easy. Alrighty. So we're gonna. What was that? So we're gonna zoom into this chart here. Okay. So head, shoulders, knees, and toes, guys.
Now we're talking about common family health concerns.
Yep. So for head aches and tension, I would suggest lavender, peppermint, frankincense. Mix it together and rub it on. You can do other combinations, but you know, if you want to start somewhere, this is a great place to start. For focus and learning, I would use both InTune and Balance, and then in the diffuser, I would diffuse wild orange and peppermint. Okay. For overheated, that means, you know, when you feeling feverish, lavender, peppermint, and frankincense, mix it together and just rub it on your body. So we have kids, you know, that feel unwell once in a while. We mix it in a spray bottle, we spritz it on them, or I just rub it on their back, up and down their spine, on at the bottom of their feet, and it does the job. If we need to repeat, we repeat every 3 hours or so for the kids, and it does the trick. Okay, so that's the head area. Okay, the next is shoulders, knees, and muscles. So every home should have like the PastTense and the deep blue, the AromaTouch. Okay, so we have tension, aches in your body, especially your shoulders. You can use the PastTense. Anywhere you hurt, like your muscles hurt, you can either use AromaTouch, deep blue, lemongrass, white fir, or Siberian fir, peppermint. Just pick your favorite. Use it with coconut oil and just apply it on location. Very simple. Yep. Okay, go ahead and just
any questions, anybody?
You know, ask questions if you need to, guys.
This is good because it gives you some suggestions that cover, you know, common family concerns. You know, if you're just starting out with essential oils, here's a bunch of recipes that you'll find useful.
Yeah, if you say, look, there's a ton of oils, I don't know which one to get for my family, these will be the ones that I would suggest. Yeah. So for the tummy, I would use DigestZen or peppermint and lemon or fennel. Okay, so those would be the top oils. And I just mix it up sometimes. I think, okay, I'm going to put all of that in water and drink it now. Or I'll rub it on my tummy. Okay. Enzymes are very important. It softens your stool and it helps you absorb nutrients. So our daughter, she came home today and she said, oh, we learned about enzymes at school today, and I knew exactly what it does. So I thought, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so that's what it does. It breaks down the tissues and helps rebuild tissues in your body. Okay, DigestTabs is awesome chewable calcium carbonate with the DigestZen essential oils. So it's great for people that have the occasional heartburn or indigestion. So you can see that it's not oils that you can keep in your medicine cabinet only. You know, you'll be using this, you know, on a daily basis.
And if we were sitting in a classroom environment, we would be passing around, maybe letting people try one of these DigestTabs and talking about them and sharing stories. Anybody have any stories that they'd like to share about any of these that we've discussed? Any favorites? Yes, Jamie?
When I was pregnant with my second child, Violet, I also had a workmate that was pregnant at the same time as me, and she had so much heartburn, like all the time, even if it was before or after she ate or whatever. And then I suggested that she try this DigestTab, and after that she said she just had to have it all the time. So it was really, like, she felt like less nauseous as well, not just for heartburn, but I think it sort of settled her stomach. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I like what Jen said, you know, even pregnant women, and, you know, you have a solution. You don't have to be suffering all the time. You know, and
especially
it's so
pregnant women.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that pregnant women can't take. And this gives a lot of solutions that are available to them to, you know, be more comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. I when I first started, I'm like, oh, this one for this, that one for that issue. And I'm like, yay, I have the whole, you know, box for a medicine cabinet makeover. So it's wonderful. Okay.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Any of these products that stories they want to share? Okay.
All right. A few other useful oils for the family. Respiratory. The Breathe oil, the Breathe vapor stick. You know, in Australia, it'll
So
be called
any issues
Easy
with
Air.
respiratory, whether it's coughing, whether it's wheezing, or
Yeah.
you know, maybe they can't sleep well at night, or snoring, or something like that.
Yes, anything to do with your respiratory system. Throat drops, okay, and eucalyptus. So any of those oils or a combination, you know, you're not going to have a big explosion if you mix Breathe and, you know, eucalyptus and whatever. Some people are really scared because, like, okay, one drop, was it 2 drops or was it 1 drop? Doesn't matter. Just put it on, and, you know, 1 drop is great. And if you think, not enough, another drop.
Experiment
It's not a
with
big deal.
it. You can mix all sorts of oils together. Feel free.
Because we don't have to be so regimented that it's strictly this is how you do it for everyone and everything in every situation. Okay. You know, just follow that intuition and you'll be right. Sleep. Okay, so you know, in the world of medicine, you have this medication for sleep, or, you know, but for us, we have different ways to help with sleep. We can have the Serenity oil and Serenity Softgels, just to help calm the whole body, the whole system down.
And Serenity's got the lavender and Rome chamomile,
Cedarwood and all that. Put in the Diffuse, smell it, you know, for a good sleep. But then you have Vetiver for the people that have those brains that just kind of won't switch off. We have balance oil too for that. Juniper berry for the gut, because all those organs are unhappy, so they'll keep you up. And cedarwood is another oil that you can rub on the bottom of your feet just to help stop the mind from talking so much, chattering. Okay.
Balance.
Yeah.
Jean.
I have a question. For example, sleep. If you don't have all those oils, but you might have like juniper berry and cedarwood, can you still apply those? You don't have to have all of them if you're just getting started?
Yep, all of these are just suggestions. So it's not a blend. This is not a recipe or a blend. Just start with one, try it out, and if that doesn't work, I would start with the ones that are mentioned first here. Serenity, try Vetiver.
Yeah.
Balance is not on the list, but that's one I would add here.
I have
wild orange sometimes works.
So personally, Ben and I have a box of oils each on both sides of our bed. And it depends on how I feel that night. I'm thinking, okay, my brain is so wired, and I feel like I want to keep working, keep doing stuff, but I really should sleep. So I'll smell wild orange. Other times I think, okay, I'm going to do Vetiver, and then I'm going to do balance. And then some nights I'm thinking, well, I'm just totally wired up. I need everything. So I'm like oil here, oil there, everywhere. So it's up to you and your day. And what do you think that you need? But these are just the tools. Once you get used to these tools, you can gauge whether you need it or not.
And these are all solutions. Each one of these has different properties, like Serenity, that's going to help you relax. Vetiver, that comes from roots, right? It'll help ground you. Balance will help, keep or Vetiver helps root you. Balance kind of grounds you and keeps your thoughts from going to bozonkers.
Yeah.
Juniper berry quiets your organs so you don't wake up in the middle of the night. So if that's your problem, if you're waking up and you can't go back to sleep, juniper berry is one I would try. Cedarwood as well to help kind of.
So I have a girlfriend.
You.
She's not your typical lady. She's just very masculine energy, right? And she said, I tried lavender and all the floral oils that everyone talks about. It doesn't work for me. And she just said, I tried one oil after the next. And I said, hey, have you tried Vetiver? And she's like, no. And I said, put it on your toes before bed. And about 10:30, I get this text, and she's like, I can feel it going up my legs. And the next day, she's like, I need to testify. She found the oil for her. She said, it smells like campfire, but it really works. So, that one oil works for her. And, that she can probably just be telling people just about that one oil because it really works for her, but it doesn't necessarily work for everyone else. So,
and there are so many other solutions. Like people who don't like lavender, the equivalent of lavender that's not petitgrain, that has a lot of the same qualities of lavender.
Yeah.
And it doesn't smell like flowers.
So sometimes one oil will work one night and the next oil won't work because it's a different issue that you have.
Yeah.
But you'll get it. Your body will just know. You're just saying, I feel like, and that's the oil that you'll pick up. Yeah.
I had a session with my 3B buddies, my beautiful booby babes, and we're just talking about the different side effects. Everyone's got things that are happening, just occurred in the last couple of weeks. And I had shared, I'd noticed the last couple of weeks that my tongue is as though I'm going through chemo all over again. This horrible metallic, this bitter taste, it's surfacing in my tongue. And none of them are having it. And I realized it's probably because I'm administering these oils, and it has to come out somehow. And we were talking about it, and I thought, I'm having a really hard time sleeping since I've been taking them religiously. And I never thought to put it by my bedside, Jade. I've got it in the dining room where everyone can reach it. I'm like, I'm going to put them right by my bedside.
Yeah, you start to have oils in your purse and then next to your desk when you're working. So you have pockets of oils everywhere around the house. So, you go to an oil person's house, you can see it like that.
We have a few oils like lemon and stuff by our water tank, a few in the kitchen like cilantro and ginger and stuff in the kitchen where we would use those. So,
yeah, it's funny. So your heavy metal taste, that's a good sign that things are moving out.
And make sure you drink a lot of water.
We had a lady that drank our lemon oil and she just could not stand it. She's like, I can't drink your lemon oil anymore. Your lemon oil smell, it just tastes like heavy metals. And everyone was like, no, it doesn't. And she's like, yeah, it does every time I drink it. So I'm like, this is a good sign. You're detoxing. You're releasing all those toxins. Drink it until it stops tasting like heavy metals, because I promise you it tastes like lemon. Yeah. So that's a good sign. Lavender and frankincense, melaleuca, correct X, all of those are great for skin. So any types of skin problems. You just know when you go to your oils, okay, I have a skin issue.
Can I give an example of skin issue? So like being out in the sun for too long, your skin, you know, sometimes you get a sunburn. So to help soothe and relieve that sunburn, lavender, frankincense, are excellent oils to have for skin issues.
Yeah. Yeah, or the little kids, cuts and bruises, correct X's there, Frank.
I used to always peel after a sunburn because I'm really fair skin, but lavender and rose and some of these other skin oils are fantastic for that.
Yeah. Okay, this is kind of fun. If you were in a class, we would make this together, but you know, you can make it at home. This is the immunity blend. So from the very first time I started using oils, I learned how to make this immunity blend. So in this corner here, you can see that, you know, 5 drops of On Guard, 4 drops of oregano, 3 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of melaleuca, and 1 drop of arbor vitae. So this is the roller bottle blend. So if you have little kids, this will be, you know, just this blend and fractionated coconut oil. If your kid's a little bit older, multiply it by 2 or 3, and then put the fractionated coconut oil on. And then if you're an adult, I would fill at least 3/4 of your roller bottle with oils. So just keep multiplying it, right? And then filling the rest up with fractionated coconut oil. And you want to rub it on the bottom of your feet daily, okay, just to help you be protected against whatever. We did this for our kids, and it's 7 years last October that we haven't taken the kids to the doctors, just because they haven't been super sick, you know, sniffles, coughs, little colds here and there, and, you know, we use oils and the next day they're fine. So that's what we do. We just do that religiously, and it's been very effective. So if you want to take this internally, I would just remove the arbor vitae and substitute it with lemon oil. Okay, so you can make little veggie caps for yourself and do that if you're feeling like, yeah, coming down with something, you're catching something. So this is fun blend to have. Put a label on it and call that your immunity blend. Okay, so that's one of those things that you can share with your friends and make for your friends as gifts. Okay, so there it is again. You know, the internal soft gels, the On Guard Plus, you know, you can take that instead of making your own. One of my friends, she said during the school holidays in Australia, all her kids came home from school because they were in boarding school and colleges, and then everybody brought something home, so they were all sharing the health problems. They had coughs, and then all of a sudden everyone else had coughs, and then somebody else had a cold, and it just went around and around. She said, I had 2 weeks, Jade, and I was making this blend. I memorized it, you know, 5 drops of On Guard, 4 drops of oregano. And then when the On Guard Plus came out, she was like, hallelujah. So I can just give it to them instead of like making these blends every time. But it's, you know, it would have been great if they kind of continued to make the roller bottles and roll it on their feet every day, so they wouldn't have that, you know, if they were ever unwell, it'll be very mild. Okay, just to review, lavender, the oil is great for skin, feeling of tension, feeling anxious. Okay, you can put it on the ears for, you know, kids that have issues like, you know, infections in the ears. So that's a fantastic oil for that. Anyone want to share any experience with the lavender?
I shared that experience with the sunburn.
Oh yeah, with the sunburn, that's awesome. Okay, so lemon oil, wonderful oil that you can use in your water every single day. It not only cleanses, but it helps you urinate, helps you feel energy. Okay, it opens your airways and it breaks down mucus. So it's a good oil to have. Peppermint is you know, those oils that are one of those oils that are very popular. Great for the buoyant heart. You know, it just uplifts you, helps with digestions, help with respiratory. It's very cooling, especially during the summertime when you're feeling hot. Okay, A lot of people love this oil. Okay, so those three together is your seasonal blend.
For those of you who are listening, that's lavender, lemon, and peppermint.
Okay, so 2 drops in the morning, you know, before you get going with your day. It's really helpful. So I used to use a lot of antihistamine medications, and then you have to switch brands every 3 months because, you know, and my body gets used to it. But now, you know, with this is fantastic, and I really don't need to use it as often. I think the last time I used it was about 2 years ago. But slowly, as your cells cleanse, you may not need to use, you know, your histamine oils as much, you know. So, yeah. Anyone want to add to this or ask questions about this? So an experience I had was, you know, I made this blend when I first started because I still suffered from a lot of allergies. I made half oils and half fractionated coconut oil, so lavender, lemon, and peppermint in there. And I carried it with me. And we didn't know our daughter was allergic to cats. So we visited this lady and she had 3 cats that were really fluffy. And then she started sneezing. And so I called my daughter over, you know, pulled her socks off and then rubbed this blend on her feet and then massaged it in. And within about 5 minutes or so, she stopped sneezing. And this lady was like, "What was that? What did you just do? That's amazing." She said, "I want some of that." So pretty powerful. So you can carry it with you guys if your family has that tendency.
Another experience with this blend, remember Banj? He's a farmer, and he spends like, he's all day out in the field. He's got cattle, he's got stock, and he's got crops and everything. And he has the worst hay fever. And so for 6 months of the year, he's like in total misery until this blend came along. And then he was able, it was like a total switch from night to day. Imagine how big of a change that made in his life. A lot more, you know, before, you know, didn't have anything that would work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things out there on the market that
your body won't respond to anymore.
Yep. Pharmaceuticals and stuff that try to take care of this, but you don't even have to go there.
So
you know,
essential
oils take care of it, doesn't have any of those side effects, and you're done.
Yeah. So DigestTab has been very nice, and they made a soft gel already mixed with lavender, lemon, and peppermint, and they call it Tri-Ease. So for those people who need that, that's what you.
That's all it's in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
My friend, she's a nursing baby, and she suffers from very, very bad hay fever. And I just felt so bad for her, and I said to her, "Why don't you just try this blend?" Because she feels so bad. She's nursing, but she still had to take the medication, and she doesn't know what else to do. So here's the solution, guys. Okay, oregano or oregano. It's very hot, great for your digestion. You know, it's just very cleansing in there. Just think of it as fire, refining fire for your gut, for your whole body. But this is important because we have a lot of fungus in there. So I would use a veggie caps and just put a couple of drops of oregano in there. And remember, oregano is one of those oils that we have in our immunity blend. Okay, it's a wonderful source of antioxidants, and you know, great for, you know, skin problems like warts and things. So just put it right on top. All right. So just a few more oils, guys, and then we're done for tonight. Frankincense is the king of oils. Every home needs frankincense. Okay, it's great for cellular health. Your cells have 3 jobs. Okay, it's supposed to duplicate, it's supposed to die off, and it's supposed to do its specialized function. And so when a cell is mutated and sick, it will duplicate wrong. Frankincense helps remind it what to do and help it repair or help it trigger self-destruct. So that's really powerful. The kings use it, you know, the ancient Egyptian kings use it, and you know, the queens use it for beautification. It helps repair tissues on the skin, and it's one of those oils in the correct X. So you want to continue? Add to it?
Yeah, frankincense is, if you when in doubt, you would use frankincense. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have any stories of frankincense? I know there are a lot of stories out there. Anybody have anything you want to share?
I love it. It's very important for children nowadays because the kids need help with their brain cells, need connection and calming. Yep. Okay. So we've got a couple of oils, and these two oils are fantastic. Do you guys know Balance and InTune? Do you know what they do? Yeah. So great for study, great for focus. Both of these oils, you can layer them one after the next on the forehead, on the ears, the back of the neck, on the bottom of your feet, on the big toes. Do it in the morning and at night, just to help you focus and stay grounded. Great for kids when they're learning. You know, we used to use this a lot with our children, and now we just let them use it when they need to. They're a little bit older now. But for me, I use Balance nearly every morning and nearly every night, because it helps me just you know, go through my checklist but not be anxious about it and not to go through it too many times in my head, and just stay present and enjoy the moment. So yeah, that's very important. Okay, anybody want to add to this or comment?
I particularly like the InTune for studying. I've done a lot of studying with school and stuff. That's good for, you know, if you have all these things going on in your mind and you just, it helps you focus just on what's in front of you, and that's a really good thing.
Yeah. We have a few schools now in Australia that have adopted the Balance oil, and they use the Balance oil and the diffuser in every single classroom in the school. So that's exciting. I used to use it in my classroom when I taught, and I see a difference. So it's going to make a big difference when we can go out there and share with the teachers that we know. Alrighty, so we have Breathe. Breathe is very easy. It's for breathing. In Australia, it's called Easy Air, and I think other countries like Canada, they call it Easy Air. It comes in several forms. You've got your throat drops, you've got your little stick, they call it vapor sticks. But the idea is to help open airways, so you can rub it in your palms and cup it over your nose and mouth, inhale, rub it on your chest, rub it on your feet or your back, and just to help open airways. During the winter time, you can diffuse this oil before bed, so you can open that airway and breathe easy and sleep well. Okay, for people who snore, it's a great oil for that. Okay. Alrighty, so this is DigestZen, the next oil. It comes in a soft gel. Any sort of gas, bloating, indigestion, helps with you know, food. If you're traveling, it's a great oil because we might eat new foods and try new foods, and we may or may not, it may or may not agree with us. So in Australia, we call it the barley bug. So if you go traveling, this is an oil that you really need to carry with you, so your holiday isn't ruined. My sister was on the call just now, but she traveled to Cambodia with her husband, and they eat a lot of street food, which is not you know, necessarily the cleanest, but she says she takes DigestZen and lemon oil every day, and she says just keep going, and I feel good.
But it's yummy.
Yeah. So that's a very good oil to have with you all the time. Even if you've got the periods and you feel bloated, it's one of those oils that help with that too. Yep. So all you need to do is drink it or rub it on your tummy. That's easy. So we need to remember what these oils do. So when there's a time that we need it, we know where to go and what to reach for. Okay. All right. So this slide and one more slide, and then we're done, guys. This is the deep blue or ice blue. You know, it comes in so many forms. The polyphenol is the herb. We have the oils, and then we have the diluted oils, and then we have the rub. So if I were helping somebody with this, I would use several oils and layer it on. Sometimes one will work just fine, but you know, when you want instant relief, I would do several oils and layer it on.
Yeah, start with the concentrated one and then add the rub.
Yep. And then you can do
So it gives you the
AromaTouch.
instant reliefs and the just sustain.
Yep. So the oils will go in great, and then the rub will hold it on your skin for a little bit longer. So AromaTouch and Deep Blue goes hand in hand. It's like a warm pack, a hot pack, cold pack kind of thing. And then PastTense is one for tension, especially your tension, neck tension, shoulder tension. That's fantastic because that tension will lead to headaches. So if you can just take care of it there and then, it's fantastic. I think my mum sold about 9 of these PastTense in 1 month because as soon as she discovered it, she was sharing with her friends, and all of those friends wanted it too because they're like, oh, we're the same, our neck and shoulders hurt. Yeah, very popular. So, just keep it on hand because you never know when you need it.
And you've got the supplements.
So
Supplements are really great if you haven't tried them. I think if you're looking to improve your health and wellness, supplements are probably one of the first things I would recommend that people try.
Yeah. If you're going to get anything in doTERRA, and it was just the one thing you get, I would recommend the supplements. Yeah. It's got 9 essential oils in there, so you're having 9 essential oils daily.
So you got the omega one that has the essential oils as well. You've got the Microplex VM, that's the food nutrient supplement, which has your vitamins and minerals in it. And then you have Alpha CRX, it's the cellular complex, which is all the your herbal supplements.
And it supports your cells.
So all that together is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And if you purchase that, you can purchase additional things like the TerraZyme and stuff at like almost half cost.
As a wholesale member, you can actually buy this on loyalty reward program and get an added discount. So you're saving a lot of money. I think up to 70%. I think you're buying it for a really good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
And then you've got the ones for the kids. You've got the food supplement in chewable form. And you've got the omega oil, and it's very tasty. It doesn't taste like fish oily.
It tastes like orange.
And then what we don't have here, they also have a PB Assist, which is the probiotic for kids as well. So the TerraZyme thought of the whole family.
Yeah. So the idea of this class is just to help the families get into the oils and learn to use the oils for your needs. So you've got oils that you can and products that you can use every month for something that we all need all the time.
So that
family.
That covers the whole class. We've been through all the the oils, what they are, how to use them, how much to use them, and we talked about the common ailments, and we talked about these are all the common products that we would recommend in every family's home.
Yeah, over time you'll save a lot of money and time, and we're just generally happier and healthier. So it's so worth it to make that switch, the lifestyle change. What do you guys think?
Any questions or comments?
Have you had that kind of experience so far since you've changed, became more doTERRA?
Jade, it didn't even dawn on me until you mentioned it. We used to do regular doctor's appointments for my boys, for myself. We're not doing it anymore, and it just dawned on me. I'm like, it's true. We haven't been to the doctors for a while.
Think of how much you're saving.
In the doctor's office that frequently. So, yeah, that's really
true.
I love what you said there, because I think after about 2 years, it dawned on Ben, and he was like, I don't remember the last time we got very, very sick. Because I remembered that we went to the doctors regularly like you, and then we had one time where everybody was sick. When you catch something, everyone catches it eventually. So remember, we had both couches. We have each kid on each end of the couch, and everyone had a blanket. Everyone had a bucket, for throw up. And then, we're just miserable. The whole family was
the whole week.
Nobody, the whole week. Nobody wanted to do anything. Even watching TV was hard. And
but now it's like,
to cook or anything.
Madison was sick for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's just like in terms of hours. And we still get sick. We still come down with things. And
yeah. I think our oldest daughter, she wasn't feeling great yesterday. She went to bed early. And then she woke up fine because she just oiled up. and then woke up fine. I'm like, you good to go to school? She's like, yeah, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, yay.
And we haven't had a reason to take our kids to the doctors for years now.
But really, it saves so much money and time.
We don't buy any over-the-counter medicines for our kids or anything. We don't have anywhere. There's no medicine cabinet.
They're happy, and they're focused, and they're confident. That you can't buy.
Pretty much everything we take care of with essential oils.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Lucky us.
A friend in the Middle East, and she'd buy, every time she purchases $1,000-something worth of oils and products, and just sends it one time, and then she repurchases it every 3 months or so, because that's all she lives on. She doesn't have to do anything else for her health. Yeah, but the key is to use it regularly. So do you find that you use it every day now? Yeah.
Daily, yeah.
The little babies, people that start their children off with oils, that's what they start saying, when they fall over, oils. When something happens, oils.
Yeah. I mean, my tailor comes home from work, and, he's always got these cuts and scratches, and because he's dealing with like toxic blues and things like that. And so he's always coming down something, and he'll tell me, I'm like, okay, so we'll just administer something, sleep through the night, and he's okay the next morning. Or Nevaeh may come home from school with a bit of a stomach bug, my stomach, and then we'll administer what we have to, and then he's fine. And normally it would knock him out probably almost a week. And like, it didn't even dawn on me. I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, you're right. It's amazing. And we're trying to use it daily, as regularly as we can.
Yep, and just create a routine for your family. Our kids, they bathe at night, and then they oil up, and then they go to sleep. So, and in the morning, they can rub oils on their feet, socks, ready for school. Okay,
I like the idea of oiling up at night. I have a lot of energy. My brain just goes a bit all crazy, and I know it's all this chemicals in me, but and Nevaeh is he gets really hypo, so I'm going to oil him down at night. That's a really, really good tip that I got today. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is great. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share? I'll tell you something. When you go back to saying taking medications, or like my friend, she started drinking Coke again. It's just Coca-Cola after she's had lemon oil. She said, it's disgusting. She's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I was drinking that for years. But once I started drinking it again, I'm like, ew, I lost the taste for it. And I think, yes, see, you're different. So Cindy, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been 4 years, and I used to have sinus infections all the time, and I haven't had them. And I ended up getting sick, and it actually lasted 2 days with this flu that had been going around. And I ended up to the point where I got this rash that came out on my neck. It was about a month ago. And I thought, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to treat it. So I went ahead and I went to the doctor, thought, well, then I'll know how to treat it. And they gave me an antibiotic. I have not used medication for so many years. I broke out with a huge rash. The whole left side of my face got swollen. I had a huge rash that came out. My neck was swollen. I was telling everybody, I said, you know what the Michelin Man looks like? It looks like the big marshmallow, but it had little bumps on it. I would move my neck down, and that's what it looked like. It was so tight and taut, and I had rolls on my neck. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I went back and I said, I have this allergic reaction. And they're like, oh, no, that doesn't normally happen. That's very rare. And I'm like, this isn't normal though. So then they decided to give me another medication to counteract it. And I'm dealing now with this whole reaction stuff, and my eye just puffed up like, it was almost halfway shut. And I went in and I said, there's something going on here. And the nurse goes, well, so you have an allergic reaction? And I said, well, I'm not going to diagnose myself, but yes, I think I am. So I heard her talking to the doctor out there, and then the doctor comes in and he says, yeah, I went to the emergency room, and he says, yeah, you're allergic to these steroids. And I went, oh, okay. And he says, well, there's nothing we can do for you. He says, just take some Benadryl and put some ice on it. There's nothing we can do. In the meantime, my eye was totally swollen. Half my face was swollen, my neck. I had a rash. It looked like I had actually been out in the sun too long. I had hives all over my face. So yeah, I've been off work for a couple days, and I thought, you know what? I went to the chiropractor, and I said, I am sick and tired of Western medicine. I said, I'll never go to the doctor again. I said, I didn't know what I had. That's why I went, and that was my mistake, is allowing them to go ahead and give me something. So I came home, and I've been using my Tries. I did the frankincense, I did the oregano, and they gave me a silver supplement. So I've been using some silver on there too. So I thought, okay, I'm just trying to figure out what I can use to go ahead and counteract everything. Mm-hmm. And, but I thought, I talked to the chiropractor today, and she says, well, we have a wellness doctor that you can actually come here and see. And she said, that would probably be best to do that. See somebody holistically first. And I said, that's what I'm doing, because I just, the whole thing, it's been so stressful for the past 4 months. Actually, I've been dealing with something going on and off. Started with a steroid shot, the cortisone shot that I had for my shoulder. And I just went for 4 months. I've been going downhill ever since. So I thought, it's definitely the oils make a difference. And I mean, I don't want to say, no, you shouldn't go to the doctor, but for me personally, I mean, it's just, I really am afraid. I'm afraid. I mean, I'm glad it didn't swell my throat internally, so to the point where I couldn't breathe or couldn't swallow, because that could have been next. It was all on the outside. It was all, physical appearance on the outside. But still, I mean, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, I hear you. That's what my mom and dad are like, if we have to, we'll go. If we don't know. So, yeah, totally get that.
We'll stay on, and we'll talk.
We're going to talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
That's awesome that you shared that, because we forget how blessed we are. We're just cruising along.
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely.
And when something happens, like, oh. Yeah. Anyone else, using the oils for your family, how does it benefit you? How is it benefiting you now? So, Peaches, are you still with us?
She's just listening tonight.
That's fine.
Yes, I am with you guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you. My family, yes, is benefiting greatly from the oils. My mom has come around. She listens to me, and it's so funny because when I talk to her, she's like, oh, she said, I wasn't feeling good. My stomach was bothering me. And she says, I always think, what Peaches say? Peaches said, use that DigestZen, Mom. Use that DigestZen, or use the Peppermint, when she takes care of the grandkids, my nephews and stuff, when they have little runny noses and colds. So I see they had just gotten over the flu, and actually it didn't last long in the household. My pops had it. She had it. She said the baby was strong. He didn't get it. And then I think my brother ended up getting it, and she was trying to talk to him about the oils, but she became the healer in the home. And she had 3 diffusers going, and one in my nephew's room, her room, the kitchen, I think 4 in the living room. She had all the diffusers going with On Guard, Peppermint, and just different oils. And she was telling me what she was doing, and I was so proud of her, and I'm like, I'm so glad that you're using it. And she said it really helped them get over that illness that came into the home a lot quicker. My son, I just gave him some oils. I shared some oils with him to give to some of his friends and stuff like that. And he's been talking to me. He wants to sign on. So these oils do work. And I am just so excited that, you know, people are using, my family's using them. You know, they're using them. And I see the difference. And I remember one time, I just want to say this. I don't know if I never ever told you, but one time we were talking about the oil of fennel, and you were saying it's the oil of responsibility. And I needed my son, he needed a kick in the pants, and I was diffusing that in his room day and night, day and night. I was diffusing fennel, and he had a decision to make in his life, you know, in his career. And he came back and he was talking to me. He says, Mom, I'm going to go ahead with this plan and do this. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And I just kept diffusing fennel. And I thought about that ever since you dropped that jewel of knowledge on me. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, I have to do it. I said, I need it for me sometimes too. But he really needed to make a decision and get, you know, get the ball rolling and stuff. And he did. And I'm very proud of him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was just amazing that just diffusing that, I was diffusing it day after day. And he was like, oh, what's that? I like that. You know, I was diffusing it in his room and stuff, and he had no idea. So awesome. I'm telling you, I seen the difference. They do work. They have such powerful, profound effects, you know, and even the class that we had, you know, and the oils that you shared with me that I need to be, you know, I should be using and stuff. I just listened to an old video you did, because in my thing, in my class, the lecture I had with you, something came up with the juniper berry, and I was like, I need to go back and watch that. And I did, and it was just like, wow, profound, because sometimes you forget stuff, because that was like months ago, sometime last year. And I was just very grateful for that. So I'm thankful. I know I said a mouthful, but I'm so thankful. I am grateful, and I'm feeling good.
That's what that means so much. It gives our life purpose. But can you imagine, like you starting a little trend, and then the rest of your family picking up on it? Like for me, we have a family of maybe about almost 80 people in Australia, like our very close family. My dad has 9 brothers and sisters. My mom has, you know, just as many. But, you know, just watching this clan use just oil, you know, and from the little kids to the older people, they're all using oils. I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of it. You know?
Yes.
My mom listens to me now, and I'm like, yay!
Exactly, especially when your parents listen to you, like, wow, that's a big
side of the family is pretty good too. They're using oils too, so we're both very blessed that way. So, yeah, sharing and just, you know, blessing people's lives. Well, thank you so much. Those are wonderful testimonies, and I hope that people listening can benefit from that and get confident about using it and sharing it with their family. Looking forward to all of those blessings. Yeah, well, thank you for being on our call, and we'll end our recording now, and then we'll stay behind just to chat a bit.